piece! 行くぞ!
We're super late, as Frankie would put it. We're finally here. Let's get into it. Chapter 1007, needless to say, was a surprise and yet left more questions than answers. Seems like we were right that Oden is indeed alive and must be the lurking legend that Oda hinted at some time ago. We covered how Oden could have came back in from Fury from a year ago and still believe it has a great chance to still be the case for his sudden return. But there are some things that can explain it. So let's explore those ideas now. But first, let's expand on the original idea we had from a year ago. Of course, it starts with Toki saying Oden forward in time, just as she's been shown to do with herself and others. But how has she sent Oden? He died, right? Short answer is yes, he did indeed die. However, that was the Oden of that time, meaning when Oden reached the end of his terminus. This Oden is Oden from before that time, meaning Toki sent him ahead before the time with his execution. But wait, if Oden went ahead in time and was still around during the time before his fated death, then how can this Oden exist when he died in the past? Confused yet? Bear with us. Hi everyone, Flying Panda, the One Piece theorist.
Oden's return!
By Legendary Anime. Hi everyone, it's Flying Panda. Time travel is quite a complex thing when writing a story. It can leave many gaps and holes in the story, but when done right, it can start to make some sense. For example, in the Terminator movies, the idea was for Skynet to send the Terminator back in time to kill Sarah Connor, preventing her son, John Connor, from being born and starting the revolution that ends up taking down Skynet. This is a case of traveling back in time, which is somewhat more or less complex than traveling forward in time. You see, if we were to travel back in time, we have an idea of where we're going. After all, we're going back into our history. Moving forward in time, that's where things get tricky, as we don't know for sure what the future holds for us or what events may or may not have happened. However, for reasons yet to be explained, Oden and Toki seem to know what happens in the future, and we can only guess that Toki not only had the ability to move forward in time, but had the foresight to see ahead in time. Or perhaps they joined to form this power. We know Oden was able to use Haki and may very well had observational Haki, which can in some cases let you see up to a few seconds into the future. But what if combined with the power of the Time Fruit? Could this have been what Toki meant when she said to Oden, look ahead to 20 years? Did she use her own power to connect with Oden's own Haki, or gave him the chance to see years instead of just a few seconds? But just seeing into the future doesn't explain how Oden is there right now. This could be because Oden not only saw into the future, but went into it itself. This isn't to say that Toki used her power to send Oden forward in time, not in the normal sense of how she did with herself and the others she sent. Her power doesn't allow the user to travel back in time, so the only way this can be explained is this. Toki anchored Oden to the current time, which is now the past, meaning through her power, Oden is bound to her as a starting point in time. Meaning that he lived within the realm of time and space, waiting for the day to come that was foretold. This will explain the lurking legend. It suggests that Oden has always been around, waiting, but couldn't interfere, because any change to timeline could result in the future changing. It's without any doubt in my mind that the man Crocus was having a drink with in the long ago cover panel was Oden. Though he couldn't do much cause intervention between him and anyone connected to the events that led up to Wano, could have resulted in the break in the timeline. But seeing what sort of character Oden is reasonable to believe that he simply got bored and set out to see more of the world that didn't affect the course of events leading to Wano, like meeting up and having a drink with Crocus. Crocus had already done his part and seen to Luffy and the crew to set off into the Grand Line. Oden's words in chapter 1007 also suggest that he is the lurking legend, as he says to the Scubbubs, I miss you guys. This is suggesting that Oden has been waiting. He could have arrived years ago, or even days ago, but it seems it might have been a few years ago. He hasn't aged much, which could be an effect of the time fruit, but to us it makes much more sense that he's waited maybe a year or two. Only now in this moment Oden could reveal himself, because fate and destiny have led to the point in the timeline for which events have played out as planned. Now let's not forget that we said Oden is anchored Toki. This means once the current events are played out as time has dictated they should, he would then at that moment be pulled back through the flow of time to the starting point, which would seem like time never stopped for those in the past. Oden, after not only seeing but being there in time of 20 years into the future, can see the events of his death are just how things should be for time to play out to how it should. This is why Oden dies smiling. He knows what's to come and embraces death with all the knowledge he has, for he saw Wano free, he saw the borders open. Now this is the idea set before the time fruit, and still we believe this has a great chance of being the case. But there is also another idea we have, one that can't be overlooked. For this next power is arguably even greater than that of the time fruit. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. This is the end of part 1. Check on the next video for part 2. Thanks for watching video. Please leave comments down below. Please click like, and if you haven't, please subscribe to Flying Panda, and of course join our Discord. As you know, we got a Twitter account, meet us there. We got a Facebook, join us there. And also we got a Discord channel with over 2,000 members. We're a great admin team, great members. We always talk about our One Piece theories in this channel. We always talk about One Piece in general. We talk about films. We talk about games. So if you haven't already, see you there on the Discord channel.
Flying Panda. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme. Explaining due time. All I know. Time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as a pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks life away, it's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch time fly through out the window. Trying to hold on, but didn't even know. I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, even though I tried. It all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard. Flying Panda. Yeah. Flying Panda. Here we go now.